Woo!
Man.
The news has begun to trickle. We are back. We are back on the
Back in
escalator.
the saddle again.
Shit.
So Total Film did a exclusive expose on the new Halloween Kills that released one of the first images from the film. It was the first bit of Halloween news that we've gotten in a really, really long fucking time. So it was really nice to see something from Halloween Kills again. And hopefully this breaks the floodgates open and we can really start, because we're in 2021 now. That shit's coming this October. They promise. They promised.
Hey, listen. If it gets delayed one more time, me and Mike are rioting. Straight up.
But it's a poor choice.
Straight up. Hey, that man has money.
Maybe poor choice of words, Jim.
Hey, he beats me. Straight up.
Maybe not that word. But I'm fucking right. You're fucking right. But no, Jason Blum said, he's like, hey, hell or high water, it's released in October. So we don't have to worry about it getting delayed anymore, whether it's VOD, fucking theaters, whatever. Halloween Kills coming in October. So what month is it? What year is it? That's 10 months from now.
I don't even know.
10 months from now. So, it'll probably be a little while before we get anything else. So let's enjoy this together. Let me pull it up here on WeWatchedAMovie.com, the greatest source for news of all time. You've never seen news like it. Let's see. Yeah, that's not it. That's a good picture, though. So here's the picture, man. I'm going to make it big for you. Promises. But
that's what she said. I know.
This is the picture, man, that they showed. Michael is standing at the top of a staircase. A lot of comments about the blue lighting. Everybody loves the blue lighting.
Yeah.
There was a lot of blue lighting in Halloween 2018, if you look back on it, by the way. People acting like there wasn't, but there was some blue lights in that. But
yeah,
he's standing at the top, typical Michael, top of the staircase. I said it looks like your dad when you get home on report card day. Like he got to the mail first.
Dude, it does. It also looks like your dad when you like, or your if you're a husband or a boyfriend that told your girlfriend or wife not to get you anything for Christmas, and she winds up actually not getting you anything for Christmas. You're like, what the fuck? Or like it kind of looks like a crackhead from 7-Eleven, like looking through the plexiglass, and like you said you didn't have any change, and you went in there and bought a 6-pack. Like I don't know. It's weird. I got money. Look, I don't know.
Yeah,
it's weird.
He also looks like he's just like, like I said in the article there, it looks like he's just, it's like, fuck, I don't want to walk down this elevator or walk down these stairs. Where's the elevator at? But no, there, you got the big knife there. Look how wet he looks, dude. Michael Myers looks wet. He looks moist, dog. Michael Myers looks moist. But he's yeah, those look super wet. I don't know what that's from.
You know what it is? It's because he was fucking on fire at the end of the movie and he had to jump into a Lake Michigan. He had to jump into some kind of fucking lake and he pulled himself up like a man. And he still has his mask on. He's like, I might be wet, but I'm ready to kill you, bitch.
For reference to what Jay's talking about there, check out our video that's going to be released soon. We just did it on the live stream the other day, but there was a script that had Michael falling into Lake Michigan that we talked about. But no, man, like the suit looks good. Mike looks good. They got the shadow on that side of his face, which I don't even know if it's going to be this shadowed when they show it on screen. I think this was just to once again keep that mask. The new Christopher Nelson, the great award-winning Christopher Nelson.
Academy award-winning Christopher Nelson.
That's right. His new mask to still keep it, under wraps a little bit. They showed it a little bit in the trailer that we saw, but they're still trying to keep it for the most part in wraps. But then again, I could be wrong. Maybe they really do keep him in the shadows a lot in the movie, which I think
that's actually what's going to happen. I think that a lot of it's going to be lighting. And I know that our bud Dave McRae loves the lighting and the atmosphere on the Halloween movies. He thinks it's very important, and it is very important. He looks really cool in this photo. And I think that's probably that's exactly what they're going to do. I think that they're going to hide him in shadow, which I think is probably where Michael Myers is the creepiest. He looks the best in shadow, like, just barely kind of revealed and coming out like, the booger monster that you didn't know was hanging in your nose. Like you just don't know it.
Yeah.
And I think also, I always wonder if I was like, I don't know why, but dude, I was like, why can't they pan down so I can see what kind of boots he's wearing? Like he got those Skechers. He got Doc Martens. He got Uggs. What are he wearing? He got them DeWalt's. He got them those fucking steel toe boots.
Yeah, dude. Like, and not only that, but you see the window behind him. I saw someone mention earlier. It reminds him of the house from Halloween 5 that they used.
Oh yeah.
I can see that a little bit, but that's like that's I don't think that's a normal house window, right? You actually have like some what do you call those things? Like water paints, or what the fuck they're called? Wait, what do you call it? She's got her headphones in. Well, like when the windows, like in a church.
Oh yeah. Stained glass window.
There you go, stained glass windows. Yeah, it looks like a stained glass window, like in a church or something like that. But then again, I don't think that looks like a church either.
Well, then we know that Michael was trying to get religion, and somebody fucked that up. Like he was just trying to get in there and get saved by the Lord. And then people were like, "Hey, there's Michael Myers." He's like, "I'm trying to get saved, y'all."
Hey, Mister, no, you don't belong here.
I want to like it. Like it is. Does it not like remind you? It's very reminiscent of Halloween, the original Halloween, when he's like looking down the steps. Like remember when he comes around that corner and he's after he knocks down Jamie Lee Curtis and he knocks her over the railing and he kind of comes over and he's staring down the staircase.
Yes, yeah.
And I feel like that's a callback, and I think that's that's what they've done really well with doing these with Halloween 2018. The callbacks, man, like just the thing for the fans. And I think that I think there's gonna be a lot of that in it.
Yeah, and someone mentioned before as well, which there's a super chat about this also, so it's perfect time. Andrew Contreras, thanks, buddy. He says, based on Allison's distress with this photo, he may or may not have just killed someone. There is a from the little mini trailer that they released earlier this year when they announced the postponement. You can see Allison on what looks like many people assumed or imagine that maybe that was she's actually at the Myers house on the step on the porch of the Myers house, looking like screaming like she just saw something awful. I don't actually see that. I don't have the picture here, but in that picture she looks like she's looking off the porch rather than inside the door. This would have been inside the door. I don't actually think this is from that same scene. I could be wrong, but I am very interested in if this was supposed to be the Myers house. Why is there a stained glass window in the Myers house? I don't picture that. That seems odd to me. Yeah. But again, that doesn't look like a church, so I don't fucking know. I mean,
you know what it is, Mike? I think he's infiltrated Doctor Strange's house.
Ah, yes.
That's what it is. The Eye of Agamotto. Dormammu, I've come to bargain.
Got to get those tie-ins. Got to get that Marvel money.
All I got to say, like, I love I think the main thing to take away from this picture is just how badass he looks and the use of lighting and shadow that they're actually putting on him. I think that's what's the best about it. Like, it's not just the fact that he looks cool and he's in a great pose. Like, he may have pooped his pants, but you don't know. But it's the reflection of the light, man. Like the fact that they keep half his face in shadow, half his body in shadow. You get a little light reflecting off the knife and just enough off the mask, like it's intimidating. Yeah, I think that's the coolest part about it. Like, I mean, I don't know. Like, yeah, did he just kill somebody? It's possible, or did he just come out of the toilet?
It'd be funny if he got out of the basement, was on fucking fire, and like ran across the street to the neighbor's shower and turned it on. Like, that's why he's soaking wet. He's like, oh god, I'm on fire.
Hey, we're the wet bandits.
But he may have just killed someone in a shower too. I mean, like, I know that's a stretch, but maybe he's walking out of a bed. Maybe they recreate the fucking Psycho scene. I don't know. This is all fucking guesses, but he is super wet.
Wet on wet again.
Moist Michael.
You know what? I know people want a lot. They want a lot more details to emerge about this film. They want a lot more screenshots. But I'm glad they're keeping it slow paced in what they're revealing to us, because I like that you don't really see a lot. Yeah. We don't really see I mean, I know he's burnt. Like we already pretty much assume. I think we all can agree that it's the same mask from Halloween 2018. It's going to be fucking melted and all sorts of gnarly skank shit on his mask, right? But they're keeping that side in shadow, but he still looks cool, man. I like how they're doing this. Like, it's just teasing out the cock a little bit, just a little bit, and it's like, now put it in.
Just the tip. Put it in. Ouch, you're on my hair. Just the tip. Holly Roxy has a good point. She said some older houses have a few stained glass windows in them, so that could, it could make sense. Just because there's a stained glass window doesn't mean officially that this is not based in a house. I just think it's kind of weird to me.
Well, I'm like it looks like. I mean, yeah, it could be easily a stained glass window, but it kind of looks like some kid was up there and they did squiggly lines in like somebody fogged up the glass and they were doing squiggly lines.
Well, Dylan Rackle, thanks for the super chat, buddy. He says coveralls are terrible. Sleeves look like bell bottoms at the ends, and the hair is wrong as usual. Courtney just doesn't look the part to me. Never has. Dylan, I love you, man, and thanks for the super chat. But
God damn,
Courtney, James Jude Courtney has nothing to do with anything in this picture.
What are you talking about?
That's not James. I don't know if you know this, but that's not James Jude Courtney's hair, bro.
Hey man, I respect everybody's opinion for sure, but like that guy came in like goddamn Ryu, Hadouken. He fucking like ruined it. But I think he looks cool, man. Like, I don't know.
I don't see that at all, bud.
Again, Mike already mentioned it. We did a we did a script review when they did try to drastically change Mike Myers' outfit, and I just don't think if they had gone that route it would work. I really don't. I'm glad they keep with the OG. I want the coveralls. I want the mask, the way, and everything's working in the favor of the OG classic Michael Myers, and that's what I'm here for. Like, I don't want to see too dramatic of a shift, like, because that gets you in trouble, right? I mean, Liz, we all can agree that. I think we all can agree that Halloween 4 is a great movie. It really is a great movie, but the mask really fucks itself from the whole movie. It really does. Halloween 5 is a terrible movie all around. That motherfucker looks like he just got done like baling hay or whatever they fucking do. And Halloween 6 I like, but the problem is just stick to the OG shit. Like, if you stick to the original stuff, you're fine. Like, I don't know.
And this makes sense too, because, like, you know, as we said, the mask has been distressed over the years. But yeah, I honestly don't see it. I mean, I don't see the problems anybody would have with the Christopher Nelson mask from 2018 or this one or the hair or any of that shit. I think it's, I mean, you know, everybody's entitled to their own opinion, of course, but I don't see anything wrong with it at all, man. I think it's spot on. I think it's fucking nailed. But
I think it feels good.
Still love you anyway, buddy. Not sure. Thanks, buddy. Says movie idea, The Bodyguard, but it's The Psychiatrist starring Loomis. Can Jay sing "I Will Always Hate You" to Michael? I like
that's actually a great idea. Okay. And I will always hate you. I stuck you in the face with a lot of needles and you didn't die, because I will always hate you. Oh. It's so dumb. You know what's really sad though is like that kind of voice would probably sell in 2021 and 2020. It probably win a Grammy. Like, that's really good. Right. That's really good. So much emotion in that bitch.
You never fucking know with today's music, man. But this picture's not all there is to it, by the way, even though I think the picture looks fucking great. Someone said that the firefighters hosed him down outside of the house. That could be why he's wet.
You know what? I know it's not funny, but could you imagine a scene in the movie where he's standing there on fire and he's not moving or screaming, and the firefighter's like, fucking hose him down. And he's like, yes. And then he stands there and he turns around so they can get the backside of him. And then he murders them all.
He turns around and does the Ace Ventura thing. He's like, "Osholio."
Yeah, it's like when your kid, like, hey, daddy, squirt me with the gun, or squirt me with the fucking the hose. Squirt me with the hose gun. Do it, daddy. And he's like,
it goes slow motion, and Michael's like, "Oh, sachet de moi," as the fucking water's going all over and shit.
It's Tresemme. Ooh la la.
Herbal essences. Yes. I don't know what the fuck just happened here, but
hey, man, but it is what it is. I mean, there are always going to be differing opinions on it, but I think he looks cool, man. I can't wait. And according to sources and according to people we've talked to, Halloween 20 or Halloween Kills is going to be off the fucking rails, man. It's going to be like way bigger and better and more violent than Halloween 2018. So.
Yeah, man.
I want to see some of that shit. You know what I hope? I really hope there's one scene though that they bring back that strobe effect like they had in Halloween 6 where he's in the medical room.
I would like that.
Shit up. I want to see it.
I would like that a lot, Jim. You know, and for all the talk about how shadowy this picture is and how good the shadows look, I actually don't think it's going to turn out that way with the film. I think that was more something for the photo, because maybe in that scene, maybe a little bit, but because you're talking about everybody says about this film, the one thing everybody says is it's fucking violent and people die by the fucking bucket load. There's going to be so much violence, so many deaths, triple the kills, or whatever the fuck it was they said. Apparently this movie is supposed to have so if you're going to show Michael killing that many people, you're not going to be able to keep him in the shadows that much. But I don't mind either way. I like a little bit of Michael in the shadows, but I also like my vicious, brutal fucking Michael. You got to find a medium ground. And I know immediately as soon as I say this, it's always the same response. Yeah, but you don't want a movie that's all gore and kills and no substance. To that, I say the people I've talked to who have seen the movie have all said the same thing. Now, I didn't get any spoilers from them or anything like that because I don't like that shit, but they all said the same thing. And what they said was it's fucking shockingly emotional, like tear-jerking fucking emotional.
Which, I mean, which could lead you to speculation about whether or not Jamie Lee Curtis survives it. You know, whether there's a big, a moment there where she is saying goodbye to her daughter and granddaughter and passing the torch in a way, or even if there's an emotional scene between her and Michael. Now, I doubt that very seriously, but I'm just saying maybe I feel like if I were a Batman, I would say like it, because Mike and I both agree, but like I want to see Jamie Lee Curtis go down fighting. I would like her to go down fighting like Van Helsing against Dracula. and do like a self-sacrifice move, kind of like Robert Downey Jr. Iron Man style, to prevent, and I know this is the second movie of the trilogy, but I'm just saying like something like that would be a very emotional, impactful moment. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting though, for sure. Like, I mean,
I don't think she'll die in this one. I think she'll die in the next one for sure, but I don't think she's going to die in this one. Just betting. But I do. Hang on though. But actually, guys, we have Jamie Lee Curtis here, who's going to talk about actually the emotional. Oh. She's going to talk about the emotional aspect of the movie.
Jamie
for us,
Lee
if
Curtis,
you didn't know
bring
that.
her in.
So give me 1 sec.
Guys, you guys are excited. I know.
It's about trauma. It's about the trauma that the victims face. It's about the trauma.
Okay, well, let's hear it for Jamie Lee.
Right,
take your trauma ass back to fucking True Lies, bitch. Holy shit. What the fuck was that? Yeah, you know what? You can say, Jamie Lee Curtis is, as far as like her personal politics and what the fuck she believes in, and I don't know, it's crazy. Yeah. I think that it's one of those movies, though, as far as like when they mention emotional shock or pain or something like that, bring your tissues, guys. Now, I would only imagine it would be Jamie Lee Curtis, but you're right. She may not die because they may have contracted her well, I guess it works. They might have signed her to a contract for at least 3 movies, but it could be flashbacks. We don't know. But it could also be that her granddaughter dies or her daughter, and it's a very emotional moment or scene or something like that. I don't know. But I feel like when they're saying emotional, like heavy emotions, I feel like it would be her, because she's been with the franchise for so long, and if she dies, it would be a heavy emotional toll on not just long-term fans, but just casual fans.
Yeah, who knows? I mean, I think that will be a super emotional moment when she finally does die.
But she dies with dignity, not like throwing her off a fucking insane asylum roof. Halloween Resurrection, Buster.
Oh, that's how she fucking
kissed her brother.
And Halloween Resurrection, when she dies, that's how she falls, and it gets like so. She goes, oh,
hey, dude,
into the fucking woods.
You know what? I think of Eurotrip's like, you made out with your sister. Is that in the fucking handbook? Here's a fun fact.
Some people in the chat actually thought we had Jamie Lee Curtis. Trust me, guys. If I could promise you one thing about this fucking show, is that it's not because of us. Well, I mean, probably because of us in an offhand way, we would of course be happy to have Jamie on this show.
She'd be awesome. Yeah.
Never fucking coming on this show. Never in a million years. And if she did, it would just be her fucking pointing her finger at us, calling us disgusting pieces.
I would, but I would love to do the chubby guy inside the actor's studio, when I would do I would clap my hands together like this. And then I would wear fake glasses with no rims, but it would look like I'm smart. And I'd be like, I think that what everybody here wants to know is, can you still strip like you did in True Lies? And if you can, maybe show us a little tease there.
It was beautiful.
Can I have a moment and just go ahead and shut the haters up, as they would say today.
And then I'll pop in with a voice recorder and be like, no, do it slow.
Yeah, you gotta
do it sexy.
and then all of a sudden, let's welcome Arnold back. Let's hear Artie. Artie comes in.
No, but there was more to this, actually. We keep talking shit, but there was more to this story than just the picture, which the picture does look dope as fuck, by the way. Super excited. Really cool. Super excited for it. But they talked to David Gordon Green as well. And here's what David Gordon Green said about the movie. David Gordon Green. He said
with everything.
It's about the creation of fear. It's one thing to be afraid of the boogeyman. By the way, I changed the spelling of the actual article because they spelled it bogeyman, and I don't give a fuck if that is the correct way to spell it. Boogeyman's 2 goddamn O's. If it's not, it fucking
Did they
should
do that?
Be. Yeah.
No, it's not. It's B-O-O. Yeah, it's boogie. It's like a booger.
But I swear I've seen it spelled that way several fucking times, and I swear to God, that's like Matthew McConaughey. Ooh, bogey.
Yeah, bogeyman sounds like you work in the Air Force. We got a bogeyman coming in hot.
It sounds like one of those guys that stormed the Cowboys. That's the bogeyman.
Hey, that's that bogeyman coming in. It's bogeyman loose. Bogeyman loose. Hot green smoke.
He says it's one thing to be afraid of the boogeyman, to have someone who might be in the closet, under the bed, creeping around your house. Reminds me of fucking R. Kelly. Trapped in the closet.
It kind of does, yeah.
Creeping around your house. But we wanted to explore next was confusion, misinformation, and paranoia. Oh, well, just turn on the news, David. He says, what happened when fear goes viral? What happens when fear goes viral? You can't just stick your head under the covers anymore. When we made the last one, we wanted to find a way for someone who's never seen the original to get up to speed with the story, but this one gets right into the action. It's very aggressive. It's more efficient. We wanted it to be an explosive middle before things get streamlined and personal again.
I like that. That sounds pretty. That's a great statement.
And I just realized I was showing you guys the wrong part of the article that entire time.
That's
So
all
my
right.
apologies.
They heard your words. That's all that matters.
That's the thing.
I like when he said he wants to bring the action. I like that. You bring the action, because here's the thing. Yes, Michael Myers, what makes him so special and so unique and so different as far as like the horror icons that are out there, as far as slashers go, is the fact that the suspense that he can build, and and to rob you of like your safety in a way if you're watching a film in the theater without, like, and I'm not talking trash on Jason or Freddy or anything like that, but you kind of get what you pay for when you go see those films, right? I mean, Jason's like a goddamn behemoth running through the china shop. He's breaking everything, and he's like, fuck yeah, and I don't have to pay for it. And Freddy is like, I'm gonna fucking tickle your taint in my dreams. But Michael's different. I don't know. I like what he says, man. I really, again, he's the perfect guy for the job. David Gordon Green gets it, and I think that's a telling statement.
And by the way, Scott Lanham keeps saying that we're always hating on Halloween Kills. Like, dude, I don't know if this is your first time here.
Hating on it?
I expect that movie to be a fucking 10, dude. I'm so fucking excited about Halloween Kills. It's my most anticipated film of the year. We haven't even done that video yet, but everything I've heard about this movie and everything I know about this movie and the people involved with this movie and how much we loved 2018, even for its flaws, I expect this movie to be a fucking 10, man. I expect it to be one of the greatest Halloween films of all fucking time. If that wants to just put that stupid baby to bed right now. I'm not calling you stupid. I'm just saying that idea.
Me and Mike are like Michael Fassbender in 300, and we're like, well, 1,000 arrows will blot out the sun, and be like, we'll fight in the shade. Like that, we've defended. I mean, goddamn, we castrated ourselves on the Rock of Gibraltar for fucking Halloween Kills.
If you would have accused us of being fucking Halloween fanboys, like that is a valid fucking argument. Go ahead and put me
Halloween fanboys, maybe, but like as far as hating on the fucking movie, there's no goddamn way. I ain't in your camp, sir. Yeah. We're part of the NWO Wolf Pack.
That was like a fucking stupid try not.
It's like you had. It's like you had asthma when you tried to do woo.
You try to start your car, and we'll start. But anyways, no. I like what he said there, man. Basically all he said was that. To me, I read that as, and we've said this before, Halloween 2018 was the Force Awakens version of Star Wars, whereas you introduce people to it, you explain them what happened, you reintroduce them to the characters, you lay the groundwork, how do we bring Michael back, how do we set this up? And the biggest thing to me that they had to do with Halloween 2018, the most important thing they had to do, and I've said this ad nauseum, is they had to get the cornerstones right. You got to get the right guy to play Michael, they fucking nailed it. You got to get the right mask, they fucking nailed it times 10. They gave maybe the second best, third best, depending on how you feel, in the entire franchise. And they had to take it seriously, and they had to make a well-made film, and they did that. Despite the problems with Sartain and a couple things here, there, maybe I'd like this here a little bit more, they did those things. With Force Awakens, it was the same thing. The idea was bring the movie back, reintroduce the characters, bring Star Wars back to the forefront. Now, what happened after Force Awakens was The Last Jedi was supposed to, like, all right, we reintroduce you now we're gonna fucking give it to you. We're gonna give you the goods. We're gonna bring out some new shit. We're going to tell some new story. We're going to add some layers to this bitch and really do something exciting. They failed hard on that with The Last Jedi because you got Luke drinking green tit milk. I don't think Halloween Kills will do that, though. And I think that's what David Gordon Green's saying here is, like, we introduced him in the first movie, but the second movie is shit's going to fucking kick into high gear, and you better get your panties ready.
Yeah, exactly. The Force Awakens, while it was it's a serviceable movie for sure, but it was I think it was a straight ripoff of A New Hope. I mean, that's what it is, but it was able to bridge the gap, I think, in bringing in new fans and old fans alike, and they all loved it. That's kind of what Halloween 2018 did as well. I agree with you. What The Last Jedi did, it was so divisive. That movie literally split the fandom right in the fucking middle, because it's like, oh yeah, Luke's a fucking loser that doesn't give a shit anymore. He's like, I just want to sit on this rock and die, Ray. You go and be a Jedi all you want, but I am not moving from this rock. Do you have any milk? Like, it's Luke fucking Skywalker, and you treated him like dog shit. Yeah. That's the problem. Now, Halloween Kills, that's not what they're going to do. Halloween 2018, like you said, was a moment for them to not only pay fan service to us people that have been fans for a long time, over decades of the films, but also to bring in new people and be like, hey, you know what? This is a very suspenseful, great film. It's got a great story, a cool boogeyman, and all sorts of cool things and gadgets in it or whatever, like hidden things around the corner. And I feel like they're going to continue that. What Halloween Kills does is they set it up for Halloween 2018, and now they're going to blow your fucking dick into the dirt in a good way. Okay, it's like you're in a sauna and they're going to rub your dick for you in Halloween Kills.
Bang, bang, bang the drum.
Yeah, it's not going to be like like I have no doubts that Halloween Kills is like, as far as what we've the guys we've talked to and just the overall like feel of what people have seen it. It's gonna overshadow Halloween 2018. I think it's gonna be something really memorable. Like here's the thing. If you say Halloween, right, the OG Halloween, it's a great fucking movie. It's the OG. Like everybody loves it, 100%, 10 across the board. But then you see something like Halloween 4, you're like, man, that's a good fucking movie too, man. It went a different way and it kind of did its own thing, but at the same time, it brought the violence, it brought the fucking speed, and it brought the just the overall like fucking testosterone power like to it. I don't know. Like, hey. I mean, they did their own thing. So I think that's what Halloween Kills is going to do too.
I'll say this right now about Halloween 4, by the way. You replace that mask with the original mask, or just something serviceable that doesn't look like, replace that mask with something good. Take away those shoulder pads, do a little bit better stunt work. With Michael just being like just a fucking floppy ass guy flopping all over this truck.
You look like that fucking hangman that the teachers would draw in third grade. We're playing hangman.
Either when he's on the back of the truck and he's just like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Or when he's like, when he gets shot by the guys at the end, he's like,
Papa Doc. He's a Papa Doc.
You fix some technical aspects with Halloween 4, switch up that mask, tighten up a thing here or two, and that movie's widely considered the second favorite movie in the Halloween franchise, even above Halloween 2, maybe. Well, at least right there with it, but there's a lot of problems with that movie. It's not a perfect movie by any means, but people like us love the shit out of it because the Halloween atmosphere, because the things they got right, because the Dr. Loomis and all that stuff, and because the cool kills in it. But that to me is one of the biggest things about Halloween 2018. You can have your problems with the plot. I saw somebody called it boring in the thing. You call it not a perfect movie. You can call it whatever you want to. But Halloween fans have been dicked on the mask, on the look of Michael with terrible characters and just obscenely bad storylines for so many of the movies before. To just get the basics right was such a big fucking deal to us, and they nailed that. So that's why we have such high expectations for Halloween Kills.
Yeah, and I don't think they're going to let us down. I think that, David Gordon Green and Blumhouse and the whole team working over there to bring us the sequel, they understand the fandom. In my opinion, they're a lot like the Mandalorian showrunners, Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni. They get it. Like they understand what you want, they understand what you need, and they understand how to deliver it to you. And I think that Blumhouse, David Gordon Green, and the creators over there are going to give it exactly 110% like they did in Halloween 2018. It's going to be amazing. I'm not worried about it sucking. I'm really not. And it's interesting because if it were a Nightmare on Elm Street remake, or if it was the new Jason, the Friday the 13th, I would be so fucking nervous because there's so many ways they could fuck that up, because there's so many corporate hands involved. Like, I gotta do this, and holy shit, he gotta have a hole in the mask over here, and nope, now he gotta have an extra blade on his glove, like weird shit like that.
Yeah,
I think that Blumhouse keeps such a tight ship. They understand a focus that you don't see it in a lot of horror movies. As far as Halloween's concerned, you see focus, you see where they want to go.
Yeah.
It's very similar, in my opinion, what Christopher Nolan did with the Dark Knight trilogy. He had a singular focus. He understood how the story was going to end, and that's exactly what they're copying, and they're doing a great job with it. So I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, I look at it like Halloween 2018 was like the regular season. Like you got to do this well, or you're not going to even make it to the postseason. And they did that. And to me, Halloween Kills is the postseason. It's the playoff games. Halloween Ends is going to be the championship. You get to you fucking knock out Halloween Kills, and I have all the faith in the world. Even if it's disappointing to me, and by disappointing I mean not the 10 that I mentioned earlier. If it's an 8, if it's right in the middle there, they're going to get to make Halloween Ends. We know that Halloween Ends is the championship game. for me. And if they blow that out of the water, then it's going to be fucking amazing. And I'm way more comfortable. Like, and that's a good question to ask too. Are you guys more comfortable with assuming that Halloween Kills is going to be great than you are Halloween Ends? I'm actually a little bit nervous about Ends because all we're hearing about, like, yeah, I think Halloween Kills is going to be one of those few movies that's better than its predecessor. I think it's going to be a better sequel than its predecessor. Talking about, again, to bring up the Nolan reference, The Dark Knight, you know, Batman's Begins brought it back. I think this is going to be, I know it's different. The Dark Knight is a fucking, you know, one of the greatest cinematic masterpieces of all time. But
exactly, yeah.
On a different level, on a Halloween level, I'm so confident Halloween Kills being great. I'm a little bit worried about Halloween Ends, actually. I'm still fine because it's all the same people and I trust them. But where this is like the ramp up, this is like crazy kills, it's going to be fucking wild, off the hook, crazy. Halloween Ends is where they have to land all that shit. And I'm scared, one, that it might not be as exciting as Halloween Kills, so it's disappointing after everybody expects another Halloween Kills. I haven't even fucking seen Halloween Kills yet, and I'm thinking this. And number two, you got to wrap it all up in a satisfactory way. Remember how disappointed everybody was by The Dark Knight Rises. Sorry for that rant I went on, but I think
that Halloween Ends, if it's done wrong, could be very divisive.
Yeah.
And it really could burn a lot of crustaceans into people's underwear.
Yeah.
A lot of people will shit their pants and angry, and maybe justifiably so. It depends on how they move, you know, into the future with Halloween Ends. I mean, the movie's called Halloween Ends, so I don't know if that means they're gonna fucking kill Michael, or if it's gonna be Jamie Lee, or if it, you know, I don't know. But they gotta walk a real tightrope, very carefully, to make sure that, like, not only does it end it in a satisfactory way, but it doesn't neglect the fans of the series for so long in a way that's like, oh, fuck Michael, with the middle finger as you walk off into the sunset. Fuck you if you do that. Yeah. I don't think they're going to do that, though. I think that they've got an idea. I think that they understand. They have the showrunners, David Gordon Green and company, understand where it's going to end. I think they've always understood where it's going to end. Now, whether or not that's going to be acceptable to Halloween fans is the question, but I don't think they're going to do anything that's going to hurt the legend or the mythology of Michael. And look, by the way, I mean, we also had to look at this. Akkad, long-standing fucking, like, non-breakable fucking rule: you can't kill Michael.
Right.
You can't fucking kill Michael. So they're not going to be able to do that. Like, whether or not they put it in a position where it's going to be really hard to resurrect Michael, possibly, but it's not. They can't kill him. Not in the traditional sense. So I'm a little nervous about it, but you know what? Halloween Kills might be the Empire Strikes Back. And then it might end on a really sad, shitty note. And then Halloween Ends is like the Return of the Jedi. And that kind of situation happens.
I think you might be right in a way there. That could happen too, man. It's going to be fucking wild to see. But yeah, I think I just realized that myself while we were talking, is that I have so much faith in Halloween Kills. I'm actually a little bit worried about. I have faith in the people doing it, but I am worried about what we're going to do story-wise to Halloween Ends. Especially since they even said it in the article. Like, look, right here in the fucking article, man. He says it. He says, he said, well, when we made the last one, we wanted to find a way to get someone who's never seen the original to get up to speed with the story. But this one gets right into the action. It's very aggressive. It's more efficient. We want it to be an explosive middle before things get streamlined and personal again. So I think the finale, I'm worried that people are going to see Halloween Kills and it's going to be this explosive, violent, fucking wild Halloween film. And I think it's going to blow people's fucking faces off. But I think people are going to expect them to up that ante in Ends. And if they go back to more of a dramatic, slow-paced theme with Ends, I'm kind of worried about how that's going to be accepted, and then how everybody sees this trilogy as a whole that you and I have been like vibrantly fighting for the past 3 years, it seems.
Yeah, I mean, it's obvious to everybody. We've been jacking off on the fucking track for Halloween Kills for a while here. I think that what they're going to do is the climax is happening right when you orgasm is happening with Halloween Kills. It's just gonna feel fucking great. Your eyes are gonna roll back in your head. Your toes are gonna curl, and you're gonna feel like Q-tips are rubbing your ears really fast at the same time.
That's a good feeling.
It's gonna feel awesome.
Till you hit your brain, and you're like, ow.
Yeah, and you're like, fuck. And then it's gonna take you on a slow descent back down the hill, and it's gonna even out, and you're gonna arrive at the roller coaster station. Like I think what they're gonna do is they're gonna end it. It probably won't be as climactic as Halloween Kills, but it will end. And we'll get a definitive answer one way or the other, and I'm excited about that. You know what? At this point, and I'm already going ahead and I'm buying tickets to the show. I believe in David Gordon Green and Blumhouse to deliver a really great film in Halloween Kills, and I believe in them to deliver Halloween Ends in the same vein. I think that they want to make sure that this is their flagship trilogy, right? Yeah. Blumhouse wants to make this their flagship trilogy. If they can make this motherfucker like a Christopher Nolan Dark Knight trilogy, they're gonna do it, and they're putting a lot of effort to make sure that people understand that no, we're not just for new fans and making a lot of money. We want the old fans to be appreciative, and we love those guys too, and they're paying a lot of homage to the past films. So I'm not worried about it. I'm very hopeful for Halloween Ends. I'm just excited about Halloween Kills, and that picture, if it's any indication, is going to be just as badass as we've heard. And I can't wait to watch it, man.
I haven't seen a thing yet that's turned me off.
Yeah, you know what it was? Is Michael Myers took the steroid injection in Halloween 2018. It hits the fucking peak in fucking Halloween Kills. And he's like, oh, shit. And then he's Ben Affleck in that HBO special banging his shoulder into the fucking wall in Halloween Ends. He's like, I can't take it no more.
You fucking burn me, bitch. You burn me. You burn me. But Kevin Ziegler, thanks, buddy. He says, which death are you guys hoping for most on a scale of 1 to Trent, Friday the 13th, 2009? I like the way he did that. Your tits are so juicy, bro. Douchiness. I'm hoping Cameron, who's a 7 in his eyes, is that pig scene. Cameron's death, actually, I believe, based on a deleted scene we got on the Halloween 2018 DVD release, Blu-ray DVD release, Cameron is actually turned into a good guy in this film. I'm willing to bet, because you got that one scene.
I'm never going to accept him. He's still a douchebag, and he has a tampon in his ass. I promise you.
But you remember the deleted scene, right, where they tried to turn him into a good guy again?
Well, I mean, that's like trying to turn Courtney Love into not a killer of Kurt Cobain. I can't buy it. I can't buy it. I won't do it. I can't. I don't like that kid.
And this sounds really fucked up to say it. Like, we shouldn't say this to Halloween community, but dude, I'm honestly looking forward to Michael finally killing Jamie Lee Curtis.
No, I mean, no, I don't think that's I think we've mentioned that several times. We've done that several times. Yeah, I've actually been very vocal in the support of killing Jamie Lee Curtis off. Look, I got the franchise has got to go somewhere else.
Yeah,
I don't mind. I mean, obviously, Jamie Lee Curtis is a scream queen for a reason. She's been a center point of Halloween fandom for a long time as Laurie Strode. But at some point, you got to move on. This is like if Heather Langenkamp was in there for 25 fucking movies. And you're like, oh, shit. Can I please have Freddy go and kill some other teenagers and invade their dreams? It's kind of the same thing. It's like, okay, well, you've had your swan song. Her swan song was technically H2O.
She's had 6 swan songs, dude.
I know, that's what I'm saying. It's like, bitch, can you not get enough? Don't stop till you get enough.
On the flip side, though, I'm actually really hope Allison does not die. I'm really rooting for her to survive.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind if they go a different direction with, the whole family, if they do that. I don't know. But Jamie Lee Curtis has had her time. She's the Van Helsing, and we've mentioned this before. We've talked about this before. She's the Van Helsing that's been tracking down the vampire, the monster in the closet for a long time. Give her a great hero's death. Give her, a moment to go out with the monster that she's hunted and been scared of her entire life, and then move on with the series. Yeah. I just think that the thing about Jamie Lee Curtis is she is obviously a star for deservable reasons, and they were like, hey, you know what, if we can get her on board, we can make a lot of people notice the movie. They did that, and now it's time to give her a hero's death and move on with the franchise, because if you always got the ghost of Laurie Strode, you're never going to go anywhere. It's just not going to be evolved.
I agree with that, and they're obviously not going to do that in this trilogy, and they are going to move on from her after this. But I wouldn't mind. I'll be honest with you, man. I wouldn't mind seeing Laurie die and us take a new approach in the final film. I really wouldn't hate that. Gary Catlow, thank you very much, says, I swear if you ever got Malcolm McDowell on the channel, I would die laughing because of how awkward it would be. Dude.
Oh my God, dude.
Oh man.
Oh man, I wouldn't. I would have to apologize for Scarefest.
Yeah, if you guys don't know, quick cliff notes. Jay and I are walking through Scarefest. I'm dressed as Michael. He's dressed as Loomis. Malcolm McDowell is there. He's sitting in Celebrity Row. We're walking by, and Jay's just doing the bit, and like he looks over at no, he's holding the camera. I'm dressed up as Michael, but Jay's dressed as Loomis, and he's talking as Loomis. The camera catches Michael McDowell on accident. Jay was just looking. He wasn't meaning to film him, but McDowell looks dead into the camera, and Jay goes, "Imposter Loomis."
No, I meant to film him. I didn't think he'd hear me. Like I was filming because Mike was walking around as Michael and we were trying to do our Scarefest thing, and then I zoomed in on his fucking face, and I was like, "Fake Loomis." And I did that, and dude, I'm not. He was signing something like this, and then he looked at me and went,
and he stared you, dude. Dude, we have it on film.
He goddamn Bobby Drake Iceman my ass from a distance, and then I was like, "I'm sorry," like you can see the camera, like dude, because not to mention the fact that he had said he didn't want anybody filming, which I didn't know that. I didn't know that there was like you weren't allowed to film these awesome celebrities. Or
it was
whatever.
One of our first Scarefests.
But I said fake Loomis, and dude, like he must have heard that. Like that motherfucker has Superman hearing. Like he stopped what he was doing.
I thought you said imposter Loomis.
No, I said fake Loomis. And as he stopped signing and looked straight up and directly like he was a goddamn spirit of the night and looked right in my fucking face.
He was like, huh?
I like
this parakeet's been raped.
if he were on the fucking show, I would be like, listen, man, I'm sorry that I said that. Like I was just trying to play a character. I know I'm not as good as you because you're Malcolm McDowell, but at the same time, you got to know that Rob Zombie really fucked your character over at Halloween 2.
What are you gonna do on October 31st?
What are you gonna do on October 31st?
Here comes that white-faced fucker, an asshole like no other. He's a big old piece of shit. Wants to stab your sister's tits cause he's a white-faced fucker. Loomis can't recover. Dr. Challenge drunk again, sleeping with your sister's friends.
Do you want to know about the darkness?
I said, God damn.
God damn you, Michael!
I said, God damn.
A lot of people don't know the darkness that goes inside their hearts.
I said, God damn.
God damn you, Michael! What are you gonna do on October 31st?